Hello, Thairath Plus.
We're back in Bangkok. It's been 6 years. It's good to see you guys.
Welcome back. So I heard you just went to see Mudang.
Yeah, we woke up early this morning and we got a van to go see the great Mudang, the global phenomenon. Yeah, we got to see her.
Wow.
Us and thousands of other people.
Felt like we were in line, like to pay our respects to like an icon, like a global diplomat. Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like we started DJing together probably like 14 years ago, but it was like, I think first on a laptop and we were just kind of figuring out how to do it. So it was like the early days, you know, it's taken different, and then like different, I guess, iterations of what we've been doing. And then at one point we had like a side project called Smims Belle, where we were making original electronic music or remixing stuff. Like we did like a remix for Lady Gaga, we did a remix for Lana Del Rey, and had like Azealia Banks do a verse on that song.
Yeah, there are some unreleased remixes actually.
And then on this record was so analog. It was like, you know, 95% analog. It was a lot of jazz influences, a lot of gospel influences, you know, big string arrangements and live horns and all of these things. And so like live with the band, there's 6 of us on stage. But the record came out in August, but we're not touring until January.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we pick DJing back up again? We'll go around the world. We can, like, it's just 2 of us. It's easier, you know? We got like a gig stick in our pocket. We can show up anywhere. We're mobile. That's kind of how it started. And like, this is like our first DJ tour.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I feel like we do it a lot.
We've DJed festivals. We've like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like it's brand new to us, but
We usually do it at the same time as playing live. It's 'cause we'll play live and then we'll go across the festival and then some kind of party or club like after the show. But
Yeah.
this is the first just DJ tour.
it's a great question. Yeah, 100%. I mean, especially on this record, because Torches to Supermodel to SHC to Sacred Hearts Club was like 3 years in between. And then in the last 7 years, we're completely different human. Like inside and out, I think part of that was like taking a step back from music. Because when you're touring, when you're on the road, and you've got this little gang, it's like the band, it's like that's your crew, and you live in a bubble. It's like, you know, probably why Ringo wrote like Yellow Submarine. You know what I mean? It's like you're in a submarine, you're processing life together. And in some ways, and it's really fun, but also you get to escape reality in a lot of ways too. And so like stopping and being at home, it led to a lot of like, I think, internal growth. In 2018, like I stopped drinking, I stopped got fully sober and started to do like a lot of internal work. Like we both have been on different journeys through therapy and like kind of things of just like how to grow to be a better human. I hope that we are even braver than we are today and just continuing to be curious, just staying curious. I think that that's like probably the most important thing an artist can do. Fill up the well and try to express themselves as honestly as possible. And it's a journey. I hope that continues until we die. I listen to like Leonard Cohen's last record. It's one of the most honest things I've ever heard from a guy that's been historically honest. And you're just like, if he's 90 years old and he's still, you know, it's like Patti Smith has that. Bob Dylan has that. That's like, those are people I look up to.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing, I think, just going down the journey of being an artist, and I think that maintaining the childlike wonder that happens through the process of discovery. So I think to continue to discover and continue to create.
I would say that all of those things informed this record, because it was also one of those things where it's just like, if we're gonna make this record again, we made this record independently. This was kind of like a labor of love. It was like, if we're gonna make a record, it was self-funded. It was like nobody involved. It was just artists. We've gotta write radio singles. We gotta write hits. We gotta like collaborate with this person or be strategic. It was really a love letter to the art form itself of just trying to be as honest as we can and musically express ourselves to the best of our abilities.
I really like Feed Me. that's one of my favorite tracks, and we play that in our DJ set. I don't really have a reference point for that song. I mean, there are certain bits of inspiration, but that was one of my favorite tracks to make because I feel like Mark and I just kind of threw paint at a canvas, and we weren't really trying to push it in a certain direction, and just we kind of got what we got. But I keep coming back to it. I'm like, wow. I don't think we could do that again.
Yeah, and like lately, I've really just been loving Glitch Sig. It's so funny making a record. It's like you have to push out all these negative thoughts of like, so I don't know, I don't know if everybody does, but I do, of kind of just like to not let the voices, the critic in too early. It's so important to know when to let the critic in. And with that song, the negative thought was, I'm the only one in the world that's gonna like this song. Like nobody else is gonna get it, nobody else is gonna care, but there's something really special about it, and you know, Isom liked it. It's been really cool to play that live.
You still value critics?
For sure. I think the critic's super important, but it has to come in at the right time, because if the critic's there in the beginning, you won't get anything done. That's where writer's block comes from. The critic's there saying, this isn't cool, it's not good enough, nobody's gonna like this, you're shit, whatever, you know. So on this record, I think there was a lot of learning of like when to bring the critic in and when to just be free, because I think that like there's a kid that lives inside of all of our heart, and like to me, making music is when that kid comes out to play. Children don't have critics like that. When they're pure, they express themselves. It's like they can pick up a stick and it could be a spaceship, and they can pretend and they can go into their imagination and they can all believe it, and it's like, and it's free, and they're not worried about what they look like or how they're moving or how they sound or how they're singing. Or I think that like when we're making music, when it's the best, that's what the feeling is, that there's no judgment and it's just pure expression. You know, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that 14 years later, that song is still talked about, and it's still relevant, and it's still controversial. It's like it's still a conversation that people want to have. And it's about a subject matter that is uncomfortable for a lot of people. And to me, I'm just like, I'm proud of that. Because not all art has to make you feel good. You know, some art, it makes you think. Some art provokes you. My favorite films do that. It's like you see something and it's really uncomfortable. Like when I watched like Lars von Trier, Nymphomaniac, or like Requiem for a Dream, or it's like there's certain films, it's like you watch it and you're just like, oh my God, like I never need to see that again, because it's gonna live inside of me forever. Like it changed the way that I view life. But sometimes with music, people, it's different, because I don't know, their reaction to it, they hold it in a place sometimes where it's like if you make somebody uncomfortable, they get upset about it. And it's like, but it's a great art form to provoke thought as well. I mean, the thing that we said every day while we were making this record and kind of going into the studio was really simple, and it was like, we want to make something hopeful. And as a response to the darkness around the world, that was like our true north, was hope. And I think as we kind of have, you know, we played some shows and we're starting to kind of meet fans again after being gone for so long. That's the thing that I cherish, is like that real connection, that human connection, because I feel like everybody's so desperate for it. And that's one of the things that I think like music can do, can bring people together from different walks of life, and to have a united experience, which I think the world needs more of.
Also, if you're gonna see Mudang, go early in the morning.